Something smells, and I'm afraid I stepped in dong poop.
Well, you should probably double check that before you kick it all over and warm it. Why don't you take their shoes off from the beginning? Dogs hate that too, you know. I saw a pet psychic that said that.
Like you saw it online, or you saw one?
No, I would. You would know that I saw a pet psychic. Could you imagine if I literally was like, "Hey, sorry, I've been going to a pet psychic for a long time."
I wouldn't be so surprised.
I know.
I would be like, "Oh, was it expensive?"
Yeah, I know. I do seem like the type that would be like, "Hey, just an FYI, for the last year and a half, I've been seeing a pet psychic."
That would be like I'd go to my friends, and someone's like, "Yeah, they cheated on me," and then someone else like, "Oh yeah, they have this kind of addiction." I'm like, "My wife has been taking our dog to a pet psychic and not telling me for years," and they're like, "That's not that bad," and I'm like, "No,
is it infidelity? I don't know.
Not infidelity,
not
but
really. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you rather know every history of every object that you touched or be able to talk to animals?
Be able to talk to animals.
Really? You don't want to like touch it and know that was like a ring from like the 18th?
Do you know how much like bad memories will be in these objects?
Oh my God, you're right.
There would be like so many, like some of it would be maybe good if you're touching only nice things, but a lot of it would be.
But think about everything you could touch. You could
like
accidentally
literally lean on a wall and it's like, oh God, God. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean that'd be. But like, think you could answer a lot of questions. You could touch a knife and be like, someone. Yeah, you could. You could be like, this was the murder weapon.
No, then you're getting people knocking on the door like, touch this, do that.
I don't think you're going to announce it to people. You're the guy that touches.
You not? Every time you touch something,
I guess that's
you're like
fair.
Troubled with its history.
Oh, but
or
that'd be
like
kind of, at least you'd learn a lot. That'd be so cool. Come on,
I don't know.
friend.
That seems like as stressful as like Santa Claus or something. Like I'm not trying to do that.
How is Santa Claus stressful?
Because all these kids, everyone asking.
He's having a great time.
See, for me, it's like me and the dogs. I don't have to tell anyone. If I do tell them, they think I'm crazy, and I can hear what they're saying. And
they're gonna think you're crazy no matter what if you're talking to animals.
So there you go.
People
might buy in. You just told me about this pet psychic.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair.
This cast iron skillet.
You could probably make a lot of money.
I just think there's more. Yeah. Well, how much are you just like getting hit with all of it?
Yeah,
like the good,
all
the
of
bad.
It. You'll get like if
Marta's quinceanera and then like
100%.
Billy's bar mitzvah and
100%.
then like that horrible breakup and then the murder and then all that.
You're getting all of it.
It's too much. I think it would be too much. Whereas, like, if you're just talking to
dogs, animals, all the animals and the birds,
but
I'm
sure
everything.
I could zone them out. I can zone people out. I just walk by like treat. I'm just like going.
Petter.
But then someone's like my paw. I'll be like, oh hey, what's up, dude? Like, do you need some help?
Yeah.
I'll be like, ooh, keep going.
You got it, the paw.
Yeah.
You're gonna find out there's a lot of dumb little animals. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, so you choose touching.
No,
things.
I would absolutely choose talking to animals.
At me. That was so long of devil's advocate for that.
I would absolutely choose talking to animals, like without a shadow of a doubt.
Sign a check, and the pen's like, she does nasty things with me or whatever.
What is a pen? Okay,
I'm
you're
not
right.
saying this,
you're
but
right.
It's like everything has
everything. You're right. Everything you touch, you're right.
Just
That's
like,
awful.
oh my God.
I don't think it's inanimate.
He sharpens me at night.
Hey,
yeah, you're a pencil.
You don't want to touch me, guy.
Yeah. You're cutting up an onion and you're crying and it's like, ow, holy Jesus.
I don't think that's a thing.
Why not? How's it going, everyone? If you're just tuning in for the first time, is that how you say it?
I don't think so.
FM tuning?
I don't think it's a tune.
Well, anyways, this is a podcast.
If you're just listening and or watching for the first time, this is Favorite Cheese.
Not really about cheese.
Not at all. No.
But it's like if you came over to our house and hung out and we had a nice fondue platter set up, little charcuterie, talking some crap, making some laughs.
Shooting the shit.
That's what we're doing out here.
On this episode, Delman talks about his journey through Avatar 2, but
in 4D.
Yeah.
Okay. The seats were shaking.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I let everyone know my apocalypse plan.
And we're not on the same page yet, but we might work it out soon.
Yeah.
And we do some hypotheticals. We go through some questions, and turns out I misunderstand one of them, but it's all right. It works out.
Oh, we also talk about our star signs.
Oh, yeah.
We're compatible, apparently.
Something that I'm fond of is that We have been watching movies like pretty much every day since the new year.
I've said this before. We had very different growing up movies. Like you literally were like, I'm gonna watch Free Willy for like 10 years, and then that was like where it stopped.
My dad was like, we're not buying any movies. Okay, we're not buying any. They take up space.
Any movies.
And he goes, if you want to rent the movie, we'll rent it every time we go to Super Duper Video. And he's like,
my God.
You're gonna have to rent it like 8 times before I even buy the movie. And so kind of in the back of my head was also like, I should just rent this 9 times to prove him wrong. Like, fuck you. Like, you should have bought that DVD.
What a weird rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. At this point, he really should have bought Free Willy.
Yeah.
After time 9.
No, but then also like we only got one movie between my sister and I, and we were into such different things. That somehow it just always came back to like Free Willy 2.
Why couldn't you both get a movie?
It's not in the budget.
God.
Not in the budget.
All I'm going to say.
They're getting the Thomas Crown Affair, and we're getting Free Willy 2. That's what's happening. When they turn their movie on, we can't come in unless we knock on the door.
Watch it. Rene Russo is very scantily clad.
Yeah, but they're in their bedroom, and I'm like, all right, Mom.
Can we watch Thomas Crown Affair?
So like Randolph, I walked in on a scene, and it's like, you didn't see that. And I'm like, I saw it, though.
I think I did,
I saw it. Pierce is great, though.
Pierce looks great. No, okay. I would say that like we grew up with very different movies. So there's a bunch of movies that you just kind of missed. You just kind of like didn't.
Yeah, but I know you were raised by pastors, but still, you probably shouldn't have seen Silence of the Lambs when it came out.
I saw Silence as the second that I could.
The thing is like I want to be a pretentious movie buff. Like I want it more than anything. I really do. I want to be that guy like at the party that's like, actually, like I want it.
No,
and I want it. Yeah.
Cheaty, no.
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's
but
not.
I want it.
You need to have so much more knowledge.
So
about
many other
things.
things.
Yeah.
So every time I go to watch like the AFI top 100 movies, and that's what. Getting back to it, we've been watching a movie every day since the new year, and they've all been pretty good. But I'm like, dude, there's so many movies I haven't seen. Let's see the classics, because we never went back to go see them as a family. For me, whereas like Lee's family, they just are always playing movies while they're doing whatever.
We watch so many movies. Movies are our thing.
So we found a list that's not the AFI one, because the AFI one is very like
it's always like the apartment, like 1942's Tootie Booties.
Yeah, and then it's like me just trying over and over to rewatch the same movie, and I can't get through it.
Oh yeah, you'll fall asleep, and then I'll be like, if I have to watch Two's Company one more time.
Yeah. So she's reading the list, and I'm like, seeing it, because we've been doing this over and over for like 5 years. So every new year starts, I'm like, we're watching movies.
We gotta start watching movies,
and then we kind of run out of steam. But we're doing good so far. We found out that I've never seen Silence of the Lambs. Like, I
don't know how you missed that one.
Well, no, I remember the cover of the movie.
Of course.
Or my parents never let me watch it, but also like, I'm not gonna just. I don't know, as an adult, like it just like I kind of missed the boat.
Sure. Yeah.
I got all the references. Yeah. Like I could like literally as I'm watching it now, I'm like,
that's where that's from.
Yeah.
But you finally watched it. You finally watched Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, it was good. Not as scary as I would have thought.
Well, I think it was back then.
Sure.
I think it was actually like terrifying.
Yeah, no, but definitely like very, very well done, very good. But now it's hilarious. I love it because like every time you'll call. And I don't even mean to do it, but I'll just be like, hello, Clarice.
Yeah, now you're in your hello, Clarice phase. Yeah. Now you're in your literally like talking like Hannibal Lecter
But
phase.
I finally get it, you
but
know?
But also, I don't mean to be this person, but you're so far behind on the trend.
No, I know, but I finally get it. Because I did it when I was a kid too, but I always felt like a poser. So now I finally am like...
That would be like someone finally being like, guys... Borat.
Yeah.
My wife.
Yeah, dude. But you kind of... You're like mad, but in the back of your head, you're like... But the first time I saw it, I was like,
I mean,
so I'm reliving it. Like,
good for you.
Have you seen Free Willy 2?
Yes, of course I've seen Free Willy 2.
Okay, never mind.
That's the one you're going to share with me?
That was going to be my... when Elvis
I'm giving you Best Picture nominations, and you're like, Free Willy 2? No? Blank check? You never...
Oh, dude. That was a big one.
No, I know. It was a big one for you. I know.
Mm-hmm. I still dream about that.
About getting a $1 million check?
Well, a blank check.
A blank
It'd
check.
Be inflation. It'd be like $100 million check.
It'd be so much more money now.
Expensive. The go-kart track?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He burns through that cash.
I guess on the same note of seeing movies, I saw Avatar 2.
You did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Lee didn't see Avatar 2 because we have a friend. He's an awesome guy, but he's like obsessed with this technology called 4D.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
3D.
No, it's the 4D movie theater.
So the chairs, they rumble. The speakers are very dynamic. The chairs are moving like you're at, on a ride, like Indiana Jones or something. So the chairs are moving.
Just to catch up, our friend desperately wanted to go see the 4D version of Avatar. Wouldn't let up. Like literally was like, we are going to go see this 4D version of Avatar. I opted out because I get motion sickness on everything.
Yeah.
When I first went on the Harry Potter ride, there's a Harry Potter ride in Universal, and it literally is just a visual ride, and it jostles you around a bunch. And I immediately got off of it, and I hurled right into the trash can right outside of the ride. I like absolutely upchucked. I was sick the rest of the day. So I don't do motion sickness stuff at all. Well, like I'm not a motion person.
Yeah,
so I
this
was
isn't that bad, honestly. It's just like. But
I just didn't know, and I thought like the last thing I would want is to like go to Avatar 2 and then be like, guys, I have to peace
it's
out.
a little more sad than like it's like, oh cool, oh wow, okay and it's just like the chair is just kind of shaking,
wobbling
like,
the whole time.
When you're a kid and you put someone in a chair and you pretend to give them like a roller coaster, that's what it feels like you're just like, okay, I'm like 11
like someone
again,
jostling the back of your
Grant
chair,
is shaking around the office chair and have a blindfold, but you have these dumb 3D glasses on, and I kept taking them. See, that's my problem too. Is like I kept like being like, what's going on? Like I'm trying to dissect. So I'm taking off the glasses and I'm like comparing the difference. And then like, but the thing at this 4D movie theater is, I don't know if there's like a rubric, but basically what I experienced in this movie was wind.
Okay.
So like
air,
there's a moment when you're like riding something. And
spoiler alert.
That you're riding something. Could be a car, could be a scooter, could be anything.
Something.
So you're riding something and literally it's like blowing air at you, and it's like, and so you're like kind of, and then they put like a smell in the air, a scent when you're around the avatars.
What is the scent? Wait, what is the scent?
It was like, honestly, it was like old water ride. So like mildewy chlorine. But I was kind of like,
the Na'vi kind of smell like Earl.
Yeah, no, but I was like, yeah, they would smell like raging waters or whatever, like that, the log ride, Yeah, so, but it was kind of cool, and I'm like, all right, we, got a little stony because we wanted to go 5D.
It's what you have to do in Avatar.
And so
7D.
So we sit in the wrong seats at first, and we're kind of like going. And nothing's happening. And I'm like, oh, this isn't bad. And then our friend Chris, who is set on this, leans over and he's like, we're in the non-moving seats. Like, we need to go.
Got it.
And so we're like, okay, but we've already seen like 10 minutes. And we're like, this isn't that bad. And we get in the moving seats. And we had bought beer at the theater.
Sure.
And we put them in these things. And like, without missing a beat, it's like... and like the beers are just like going in the chairs, like because the cup holders are made for like jugs, not like just little tiny like beers. So like within the first 2 seconds, I'm covered and the beer's gone. But then it's smelling. There's like fog machines, and it's kind of cool. Like when it heats up like there was like a fire.
And and it was like warm.
Yeah, and it also like
I'm
smelled like a fire.
Yeah,
and then. What was weird too is like if something happened, like you were hit or something, they can like control the chair. So like if you're hit like this, you can feel it like pokes you in the back and you're like, ow, what?
Is it cool or was it just kind of like, this is a lot?
James Cameron, obviously.
Jimmy Cameron.
He's obvious. Jim Cameron at Mac.com decided he's obviously... He loves special effects. That's his thing. Yeah. And so
it certainly isn't story.
So he was going for the 3D thing, and as I don't know if you know this, but he's filming like 6 of them at once.
Cannot handle that.
But he didn't. I don't think he knows about 4D. So like he's not the one sitting there like making
deciding
these effects.
what moves.
There's now a third party involved who's adding their art on top of his art.
There's now a Chad that's like, we're gonna move it.
Yeah, so literally,
right,
like when in the beginning, like the guy turns his head and it'd be like the chairs, like, and then, but then by the end of it, like the chairs are barely because it's so long. Like Chad got
3.5
burned out,
hours long.
and so then like it's like big things are happening, but they're just like like the chair, yeah, and you're like, all right. So by the end of it, you just kind of feel like a big like baby child just being like kind of rocked to sleep. And it was funny too because like it was either the 5:30 p.m. movie or the 9 p.m. movie, and me and our friend Tom were like, we can't go to the 9 p.m. We're gonna fall asleep.
9 o'clock, it's midnight. You're gonna get out.
And he goes, you're not gonna be falling asleep. Well, literally. Now, after being shook around for 2 hours, I hear this guy snoring, and we look back, and there's like just two people just like passed out because they're like rockabye baby. But the other crazy thing is like, so this movie is about water. Spoiler alert.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah. But like there is a water feature, and everyone was making a joke, and they're like, is there a water feature? And I'm like, I don't know, I've never been to this. And like literally I look down on the chair and it says water on, water off, and I'm like, we'll see what happens. And then like literally they're like riding on these like dolphin things, and it's literally like as it's like shaking, and it's like spraying water. Yeah, but it's not like good. It's like it's almost
it's just like a spit,
and
almost
everyone
at you.
Yeah, and it's just like, ow, what is, like, maybe this would make sense if it was like a spitting cobra, but
sure,
like,
but now it's just like
so finally I like turned the water
feature
off, but then Chris turned it back on. He's like, no, you got it.
We spent $85 on these tickets.
Oh, and I will also say, I don't know how much these 4D tickets cost.
Sure.
And so he was like, all right, so they're like $25 each or something.
And you were like,
and I was like, $25 each? What do we get a producer credit? Maybe I'll save my review of it for another movie when you see it or something. Yeah. It wasn't.
I'd like to see it.
It wasn't as horny, and that might not have been good. Maybe bring back the horn.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, but we'll talk about it more
I'm sorry
later.
it
But
wasn't as horny for you.
It was so funny. Not as horny, and very much more offensive, I felt.
Sure.
But
not as horny, but definitely more offensive.
Yeah. Bring back the horn, tone down the offensive.
Pump up the horn.
Yeah, he went the wrong way. He was it was too horny, but we can offend more people.
Yeah, and that's fair.
I will say the only time it got weird was like, because everything was fine, but there's like a scene in the movie where there's like a gravity-less scene.
Does that feel like spoiling it? Do you feel like you should say spoiler alert? There's not a gravity-less scene?
Well, in every movie, in any movie that you see, there's a gravity-less scene because people are on spaceships because they're not on this planet.
Got it. Nailed it.
Yeah, so
good.
When you're in space, for whatever reason that happened in the 4D, and like the chairs are like leaning one way and the video is spinning the other.
I would.
And it really,
absolutely.
And it's upside down.
Gerbil.
Yeah. And
I would burf.
But I almost got there, but I was like, for a moment, I was like, I'm in space. Like for a moment. So if that's what they were going for, like I had that moment, and then it cut, and then I'm like,
you didn't.
Yeah, but for a moment I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it was like right when it cut it. Yeah, right. Yeah. Right when the weed hits, I'm like,
I walked on the moon.
I would go see Interstellar, and I would just be like, Merv, in the theater.
Like, hey, this guy's gotta go. He doesn't understand that this experience doesn't mean him screaming. 5D is you being interactive. You can't be interactive. Well, that's where we're going.
We're trying to get full 5D, where you're the lead in the movie.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Wait, that's a really good question. Delman.
If you were the lead in the movie. It's like, that's how in like almost like Westworld, but for VR.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Would it though? What would you do?
I'd be Harry Potter. I would just.
But you would be Harry?
Yeah.
Or would they change the name and say Lee?
No, it wouldn't be me. I just get to be Harry Potter and do all the magic and do all the fly on a dragon and fly on a broom. And
would you be Daniel Radcliffe or would you be Harry Potter?
I'd be Harry Potter.
But would like the other actors be the same actors?
Yeah,
like
that's
Hermione?
fine. I don't care. Yeah, that's fine.
Whoa.
I just want to be Harry Potter. Or I'd be like, no, I can't be in a Muppet movie because I think I would break character and I'd like touch and hug them so much. And they'd be like, get the hell out of here, lady. That's weird.
Yeah.
But if I could be like in any film,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd want to be like, but it's a difficult thing because now you're saying like, oh, would you want to be in this? It's like, would you want to be the character in that? It's like, yeah, that sounds like a treat. But it's like, if you want to be an actor in it, it's like, well, that's a lot of work.
No. Well, you're just living it. The story's already done.
Yeah,
it's like an
ready.
RPG or
then
something.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Then I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And I'd love to like just live in that life, in that world, and
Great.
wizards and fantastic.
Wow.
Aloha Mora.
Wow.
I'm there.
Great.
Can do. I'd make a lot of different choices,
Mm-hmm.
but it'd probably all end up the same. My camembert is that I had like so many weird auditions this week that were very like when COVID hit, all those like really small individual auditions that you'd normally like drive hours to go to or like half an hour to go to, and then you'd be there for 5 minutes and you'd leave.
Commercial auditions
and TV shows
movies,
and all those weird things. They all kind of like moved to online. So you'd like join a Zoom meeting. Yeah, that's totally fine. Have no problem with that. But a lot of those haven't come back from Zoom meetings. Like a lot of them.
Well, like let's kind of explain to them what an audition for a commercial is right now.
I mean, sure.
Well, it's interesting. I'll say it fast.
Go.
It's like basically you get a Zoom, just like you do at work.
Yeah.
You get a Zoom thing, and like literally sometimes you'll just be on a black screen and you can't move, and you're just standing there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, someone pops on the screen because
like,
they do it live. Yeah, they
and
do it live.
it's always like the weirdest. Like commercial auditions in general are some of the weirdest auditions you'll ever have.
So you're on a beach, but you are a quesadilla.
Yeah. Okay, but like be and feel really melty.
Yeah, you don't have any lines, but if you could be the best quesadilla, and you're like
this one that I did, it was like you're at a wedding and like you're embarrassed about your dad's speech, and then but wait, now you're dancing, and you're like. Okay.
Oh yeah, but if you read the breakdown, like that's just a beat they're trying to recreate because it's only like a snip in the commercial.
So they're just trying to make it all go together. So, but you're just like at home in front of your computer, just dancing in a wedding dress, dancing like a psychopath
with the window open as the neighbors walk by because you're using the light.
And I just told Delman, I was like, I need the like real auditions to come back.
We just had a real one the other day.
Yes,
you and I was the first time we've ever
we never get to audition as a couple, and even then they wanted to separate us. They wanted to like. We came in and they were like, well, he's tall and you're short. And I was like, but we've been married for so long. Can we play husband and wife?
And we got to audition and it was those are so fun because we got to audition with 2 other actors.
Yeah.
And we got to see all of our friends that we haven't
those
seen.
Those are so much fun.
And it's kind of like that like first day of school feel.
Totally.
Like when you're coming and you're just like, oh my God.
I miss you. I love you. And then also you do realize like how weird the world is because you're seeing like, I don't know. I saw like 5 of my most talented friends there. And so you're kind of like, look, if I don't get it, it's because like one of these other like hugely talented people. But
that kind of makes it like worth it. And then you get to catch up with people and get back in their world and helps you get creative. But like the Zoom thing, even though I don't mind it, I know you didn't like it as much.
I hate it.
I don't mind it as much, but it definitely feels very Black Mirror. Like you're stuck in this box. Most people don't have pants on. Yeah. It's just like, even if you're in a suit, it's just the same thing as you, I'm sure, do at work. But then it's like on this audition and it's just the weirdest.
It is the weirdest
experience. And also, yeah, like I've had people walk by outside the window when I'm trying to
I know. And you're just like, you feel like an absolute, I mean, for lack of a better term, asshat.
Yeah.
I really want those rooms back. And I will say this, as stupid and as insane as they are, because I would encourage next time you watch a commercial to look at how insane it actually is. Because none of them are like, oh my God, like, wow, how much fun that must have been. It's all like very weird things of just like, you know, a weird nagging wife or like them hemorrhaging potato chips into their face or like.
But also the crazier the commercial is, like in a casting session, they're trying to duplicate that, but they don't have any of the props and they don't have the location.
No, so then they're just like, grab this weird piece of bread and just shove it in your face. And you're like, Okay, yeah, great,
All right, so
can
you're gonna
do.
take this catcher's mitt and you're gonna jam it, and you're like, what are we doing? And it's just
They're like, it'll make sense to the director. And you're like, got it. So yeah, it just feels like a very weird, you're right, Black Mirror is the perfect way of saying it. It feels like a Black Mirror episode where you just like ding dong into a weird thing, and then some weird man behind. They never show their face. You just hear a weird voice, and they're like, okay, now spin like you're a screw in a piece of wood. And you're like, okay. And they're like, great, thank you so much.
And it just felt like every time you log off, you just feel like it was like a fever dream. Like, did I just do that? Like, was that? And then they recorded it and the whole thing, and then if you do get
somewhere on the cutting room floor is like the weirdest, and I promise you, even like the most amazing whatever have some weird commercial audition on the cutting room floor of just like, all right, this is it. So that's my camembert for the week. Of it already feels like a bit of a dance monkey industry where they're just like, oh yeah, you guys are gonna make out for 45 seconds, you just met him in the hallway and just get to it. So that already feels weird, but then it feels even weirder being like, just do it in front of your computer at home and see how it goes.
It's so weird. And it's also the best part about it, though, is like, you know, the tryhards really got it figured out where it's like,
they do.
Did you rent a studio for this?
Yeah, you go like, oh my God. And then there's always like some Diane that's like, I'm outside of Starbucks.
Yeah.
And you're like, Diane.
Hold on, can I get latte over here? Anyways, like, what was it?
You're auditioning,
and
Diane.
And then there's always like some really creepy guy in a garage, but like he's not facing the right way. So it's like back. So the background is just bright and he's just a silhouette and he's just like sitting there like, can you? And his phone is vertical.
Barry, can you adjust your screen a bit?
And always trying to improvise on it. I mean, you've already seen all the jokes, but you can just imagine like
it's not fun.
It's not ideal. So you were literally in a wedding gown auditioning with a guy in a tuxedo and so you're in your room, he's soon we're gonna have virtual weddings. Like it's gonna be a thing where I'm in my room.
I'm ready. Do you have to be?
Do they have to push the iPads together for the kiss?
Kiss a kiss. Yeah. You know you don't have to kiss at your wedding.
I thought you had to seal the deal with the kiss. That's how I end every contract. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right
wow,
here.
excellent. And so my contractor.
Do you not do that? I thought it was like a handshake plus.
No, I mean I don't. I'm sure there's a lore. A lot of people ask this, and they're like, "Hey, you need a little." And also, Kait was a killer, and she was like, we should call this question segment something. And she's absolutely not wrong. So I am proposing calling it the melting pot.
Okay.
Because she's related.
Yeah.
And then we'll have like a cute little graphic that'll be like, the melting pot.
Melting pot.
And that's our questions. And that's when we dive into our questions. And I, once again, put it up on the old Instagram. And I would say this time people delivered.
Yeah.
Would you like to
go?
Yeah, I have a good one.
Yeah, hop in.
Okay, if you were a merchant in the Shrek universe, what product would you sell and to who?
What does that even mean?
You're not really familiar with the Shrek universe, are you?
Well, I could. The onion. There's an onion. You
okay, we gotta get out. Oh my
Eddie Murphy.
I just want to apologize for whoever. Eddie Murphy. You know what? No, you don't get to do that
Myers.
one. No,
he's fat bastard.
Cheddar. No, he's
doing that voice.
Okay. Yes, but no. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna say that I apologize.
We shouldn't be
for
too
whoever.
inside baseball.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, someone said a really good question was, what are your thoughts on a third dog?
No.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty hard.
It's one per person.
But if we get a third dog, I do want to name him either Potato or Onion.
It's just not.
What?
I mean, if we get a bigger place and in the future maybe, but right now
I want a farm. I want
not
a farm
in this
of
apartment.
dogs.
It's
dog farm.
One
Lovely.
day.
Honestly, that's just the retirement plan, right? Like a dog farm.
Maybe, but then you can never travel.
Oh.
Hey, would you mind watching my dog farm? I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks to a month. And
did you mind watching my 60-plus dogs?
Okay, now he has arthritis, so you're going to need to do it. He has
a lot of pills.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
That's fair. That is very fair. This is a really good one, too. What's your plan for the apocalypse?
Well,
Look, I know mine.
Let's hear yours first. We need to get on the same page here first. But yeah, so you say yours.
It's hard, because you could get like real with it, but then that always gets really scary.
Oh, we're
and you're
not
like,
getting
okay, like you could be like, we got to duct tape up the windows, and
no
like
one's
it all
duct
depends on
taping the windows.
We don't know what
That's
the apocalypse
not going to do anything.
If it's a gas, if there's a gas coming in.
Okay. You're talking about like a bomb.
I don't know what the apocalypse is bringing.
Got it.
But my real thing for the apocalypse, I think, would just be to get up north because I'm familiar with it, and then to live off the land. I would say, however, I would like to think that I could get a lot of the droids on my side if it's a droid apocalypse. Well, again, the apocalypse is an overarching... You are
very nice to robots,
I'm
which is
incredibly nice.
Yeah.
Well, because, we have
They
these...
remember.
They remember. We have these weird little delivery guys in our streets. I don't know if it's in bigger cities, but we have these little guys.
There's these little shopping cart delivery, and I don't think it's anywhere because my sister was weirded out by them, and she lives in Chicago.
Okay, so then maybe you're right.
So basically, they're these little shopping cart sized robots.
Yeah, smaller than that. Like they look little strollers.
Coolers on wheels.
Yes, they're coolers on wheels.
And they have eyes to make them more human.
LED eyes that
they're
go like
on
blink,
wheels.
blink, blink, blink.
And they have sensors all around them, and they drive on the sidewalks, and each one of them has a name. Like that's Teddy
and Amy and Preston, and Gary. And
every time we see him, Lee freaks out because that's their plan, is to get us to like them.
Look, they deliver food. They go up to restaurants and then they deliver you food, and apparently they do pretty good jobs, and they're absolutely probably taking however many jobs, but they're the cutest things that you've ever seen in your life. I immediately am like, oh my God, I'm in love. I could have one as like a pet. Every time I think about like an R2D2 type person or like a C-3PO, I'm in.
It's an old one of those deliveries, a retired one.
I'm just saying, that's my apocalypse plan, is I'm going to befriend all of those little robots, right?
I did one time. They were all those, and the bird scooters were at like a corner, and they were like talking.
It looked like they were having a convo. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It did. It looked like a full on. And they're like,
no one suspect anything.
They're like, look away, look away.
My plan, I guess, would be, I have a 2-wheeled vehicle. I have a scooter.
You have a Vespa. Yeah.
And we'd hop on that.
Sure.
Because the cars aren't making it out.
No, they're not.
No. So we would lane split.
Sure.
Go off road if we had to.
Yeah.
One dog each. We'd have them in our hands.
That's smart. That's very smart.
And I guess go up north. I don't have like a real big plan because, to be honest, my real plan would be like, let's just not fight. Like, let's just end it.
You're just going to end it?
I just run into the zombies.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to go that way.
None of it ends well.
Yeah.
And even if you somehow survive,
you're right.
You're
then
just
we're
by
the
yourself.
survivalists. Then that's horrible.
Yeah. It's like, I'm like, it was fine. It was good. I'm ready to go.
That's fair. Look, okay, my plan is honestly, first step, get the robots on my side. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Second step is, I'm not hitting the grocery stores. Everyone's hitting those. Yeah. I'm going to shipyards. I'm going to train stations. That's where we're going to get our supplies, okay? And then we're probably going to have to learn how to hotwire something, because we're going to find something along the way, like a car or a van or a truck, after all the demise has happened. Well, do we still have the
internet? Because if the internet's gone, you're not going to ever figure out how to just hotwire a car.
You got to get on that then now. I think if you could learn now...
Excuse me, officer. I'm not trying to steal it. Just trying to learn for the apocalypse. I'm going to leave the car right here. I just wanted to turn it on.
For the upcoming apocalypse.
Yeah.
My wife has been on
She's
my
been
ass
on my tail. Been taking gun safety classes. Been taking ham radio classes. Been doing push-ups daily.
Not too many.
Also been hunting. Been interesting around these parts. Got myself a squirrel. Don't want to give myself up.
But if you could just let me hotwire this car, I think we'd all
It's my own car, if that helps. I should have started with that. Probably. Should have started with that.
I think you're doing all the right things, Cheddar.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can contribute. Survival skills and cooking, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, but your cooking is like skilled cooking. Like, do you know how to cook on a hot rock?
I'll figure it out.
Or you know how to solar cook?
I'll figure it out.
Get a bunch of magnifying glasses and
Heck
use
yeah,
the
man.
sun.
I'm ready to solar cook, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready to forage, man. We can do it.
Yeah, but you didn't do as good as I did at Burning Man, so I'm not sure.
Because I don't want to say anything negative, but you took me in there and fed me to the wolves. If I would have had like a stove,
You were
and,
like, I
good
need an
food,
avocado.
I just wanted-
I'm like, listen, we eat chili out of cans.
Canned chili
Yeah,
and top
that's
ramen.
what we do.
Yeah, no, I'm a proper camper. I
So
can
it's
do
not
it.
just not gonna like. So you think the end of the world we're gonna just end up?
It's just gonna be a nice little camping trip
All
for
right.
us, you know. And then when the eventual apocalypse happens, yeah, we're probably gonna have to like end it.
Mm.
But I mean, for the time being, you gotta try and survive.
I'll
you
give
know?
it 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, I give it an hour and a half. I think that was a great question.
Would you rather have telekinesis, the ability to move things with your mind?
I know what telekinesis is.
For some people, they don't, so don't shame them. I did it.
I
No,
did it.
just
I had to look it up.
Yeah. Or telepathy, the ability to read minds.
It's hard. I would want to know how to read people's minds.
Mhm.
As dangerous and creepy as that is,
Yeah.
I think I'd want to know.
Mm.
I think, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows how long I would keep it? And don't
No, you
like
have
the
to
thoughts.
keep it. It's not.
Yeah, I think the thoughts would get so annoying too.
Yeah.
Though that's the thing.
Well, I think you'd have to focus. Like, it's not just a nonstop.
Sure.
It's kind of like, I'm going to read their mind now.
Yeah.
I
no,
think I'd have
I
the
would
other
and I
one.
wouldn't. You want telekinesis? You want to move shit?
I want telekinesis.
Yeah. I think I would want telekinesis, and I think I would literally use it for the lamest stuff. Like, I'd be like, those weirdos that park on the street, I'd be like, I'm moving you a foot up just so
Wow.
someone can sit behind you.
Mine would just be to like outlive that magic fantasy and just be like, "Da-da-da." Like I wanted to be a magician. So if I could just raise things, like
oh, yeah.
grab a glass.
And everyone's like, how does he do it? And they don't know that you can move shit
That's
with
it.
your
Like
minds.
I'm not doing anything else. Like all these other guys putting show into it. I'm just
Yeah.
like, hey, dude.
Like the
And I
Pentagon
raise him
calls.
out of the chair and he's like freaking out. Like,
Yeah.
but he's in the audience still.
Yeah.
And then I just sit him down.
See, the Pentagon would call and they'd be like, hey,
And then I'd lift the
and he'd be like,
Pentagon up.
hey, no, I'm sorry. I only do magic.
I only do magic.
No, I'm sorry.
Still waiting on my membership at the Magic Castle right now. They're not sure how I'm doing it. I don't know, dude.
I don't know. They think
kinda
it's
just a thing.
telekinesis.
Yeah.
You
So,
know, the normal.
Yeah.
I'm going telekinesis just
Okay.
because
Me too.
as much as I would want to hear what everyone thinks,
Yeah.
I think I'd be pretty sad about it. I'd be like, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah.
Madeline
hmm
said, what are your astrology signs and are they accurate?
I mean, I'm a Gemini, and I don't know, like, yes and no, I guess. I mean, I don't feel two-faced by any means.
I think it's like dual personality, right? That's
Yeah,
what
but
they
we
kind
get
of
a
say.
bad rap. Like, some people are like, I love Gemini. All my best friends are Gemini. There's two sides of me. Like, one is the, performative side when I feel really comfortable
And confident.
and
and
confident.
Yeah.
I'm who I am like right now in this podcast. But then sometimes when I get around certain people
Yeah.
and I'm trying to figure out if it's like that I'm scared of them or they're just scared of themselves and I'm like picking up on their energy.
Sure.
But it's just like some people I'm really good around and some people I'm like, hello, nice. And I turn
You're very
into like,
uncomfortable around.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of turn into like when I was a server or like, that character you kind of put on for
sure.
like,
You're like,
we're all
okay.
hanging out. But like in the back of your mind, it's like these guys.
I'm
have
very
no-
uncomfortable with
Yeah, and
this.
this is not who I really am.
Well, I mean, I think you kind of vary on like, I would say that it not in a two-faced way because that sounds really mean, but I do think that you have like, there is like one side of you that's very like confident and headstrong and into this thing. And then there's another one that like second guesses. I mean,
Yeah.
that could literally be everyone,
I
honestly.
think that's everyone.
No, but I mean, some people are just like, some people just
Not
go.
those Scorpios. No, I have no,
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm an Aries and people, I mean, we get a bad rap too. We get like, oh, they're headstrong and they're fiery and they're like extremely passionate and they can be like
Well, yeah, you have
quick
all
to
those things.
anger and quick to temper.
Oh, not those.
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm not quick to anger. I am fiery. I'm
Yeah.
fiercely loyal. I
Yes.
am. I'm like,
You're very, yeah.
horribly loyal to the point where like it's
Yeah.
boned me before being
Yeah.
so loyal.
Yes.
And then I am like, I'm quick to like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm quick to
in a
defend.
fight or flight situation.
Yes, I fight. I always
you
fight.
don't run.
No, I am. I'm always the quick to defend. I'm always the quick
and
to
you get passionate. You're passionate.
Yeah, I'm passionate. What I will say,
these are all like good things. Where it's like mine, it's like, yeah, you're two-faced. You're all about
they
you.
say like a temper and stuff. I think that I am a little. I mean, I'm definitely a fire sign. If that was going to be a thing, what I will say is that I've consistently heard throughout our relationship that a Gemini and Aries is the like best friend pairing, and I would say that's very accurate for us. Like. Yeah. More so than anything else.
Me and my other personality are best friends, and then you are second to that.
And I'm second to that. Yeah. Got it. No, but I think that's a very real, like, the best friend combo is Aries and Gemini, and that makes sense for us, very much so, because we're BFFs. Yeah. More so I think more so than anything else. Whenever they're like, oh, they're like the tumultuous lovers and like the blah 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 signs.
I was like in one of my past relationships, which. Looking back on it, everyone knew was not a good idea. But it was so funny that like I'm such a weird superstitious person, even though I don't let it control me. But like as a kid,
there was
like one, I was borderline getting weird, like
where you're borderline
light switches and hoping
so no one died. Yeah,
exactly. Sure. Like asking a magic 8-ball and like really like trying to believe
taking
in it.
stock in it. You're like, oh, okay.
Just like weird stuff like that. So I was like getting superstitious, and like that's the only time I really was like, I'm gonna look at these signs.
Good.
And I was in this relationship that was obviously troubled.
Yeah. If you're looking at
and then I look at it, and I'm a Gemini, and she was a Leo.
Well,
and it was just like it's not.
Hey, in no world does this work.
It shouldn't.
No,
it should not.
It's not going to happen.
The Gemini is going to be caged, and the Leo. Like,
and I always feel really like as stupid as it is, because we don't really hold that much stock in it. I always feel very defensive whenever I hear like weird Gemini stuff, like on a TikTok or something. It'll literally be like Gemini finding out he's a Gemini, and I'm running and the red flags, and I'm always like, I'm having a great time. I don't know what's going on with you.
Maybe that person. And Gemini don't mix,
or maybe that person is an asshole.
Yeah. Listen, Mercury's in retrograde. Gemini. Yeah, you can't let it control. He might be an
asshole. The only thing I will hold stock in is that we consistently get told that like our signs are very compatible signs.
I always wanted to be a Taurus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because when I was a kid, there was like this theater in the downtown, and it had all the constellations.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Gemini were these two naked adults.
Yeah, that tracks.
A guy and a girl.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I somehow thought that was no, but I thought that I'm like, it's not me. I want to be that bull. I'm the bull. I'm a Taurus, actually.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm a Ram and I'm an Aries.
That's cool though.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm just like a naked siblings or something.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to look up the lore on that one.
I don't know. I'm sticking.
God, if that isn't me, that's so me.
I'm like, nah, I don't know.
Not a fan.
I was creeped out.
Gemini's twins. They were twins.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, you're right.
Why are they naked?
I don't know that. I didn't paint the thing.
I'm a Taurus.
Okay. Daniel Ruiz said, "Is LA your forever city?"
I don't know. I mean, not by choice, but it has been. I was like born here. My dad was born here.
You have family here, yeah.
I have family here, so probably. But like, I would love to. I've always dreamed of living in another city outside of California.
Yeah.
Like I've stayed outside of California for a good amount of time, but I've never been on like a lease and like lived.
Yeah, I've always dreamed of like Pacific Northwest stuff, just because it's so beautiful up there, and I think it'd be like a different beautiful way of the world.
At this age, and not in an old or bad way, but I feel like I did as a younger kid. I was all over the place all the time, and I didn't appreciate it as much. It was more just like living on this couch or whatever. But I think I would really enjoy experiencing something else again for a longer period of time, to where LA felt new again. I've just been here so long, and it is so comfortable. It would be nice, like, but I don't know if that's just me like projecting that.
Yeah, or thinking it's like everyone always has that thing where they think it's better than it is. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like even like when I think I said this before, but when we were in Ireland, it's so beautiful and
Yeah.
everything. And you're just like, could I just like move to
I'm
the
just gonna move
countryside?
here. Well, that's
and
it.
just-
There's the like TikTok town where it's like, should I move
Yeah,
here?
exactly.
And it's just
Exactly.
like, yeah.
So the should I move here? But then if you watch the Banshees of Inisherin, Inisherin, sorry, it's like the same drama but worse. You know, so
Yeah,
it's like,
it's so- yeah.
that wouldn't change anything. So it's like, for me, that's the hard thing, is like the idea that you need to be happy with yourself no matter where or what you're doing. But there is part of me that's like, I would love a change of pace.
Yeah.
And I'd love to be able to have a few home bases. Like if I could split the year
Sure.
in a few different places,
Between
that
like
would be the
this
dream.
and like a dog farm.
Sure. But who's going to take, like, we just find this like very nice couple that runs the dog farm,
Yeah.
and we just like fund it, and
Yeah,
we
we're
live
gonna
there,
tack on to the dog farm.
and we live there for like 4 months out of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
All this sounds great.
I mean, obviously, who doesn't want that, you know? But
Sure.
like, that would be my dream, is to kind of like move around. Unless if I'm working on something, I'll stay put. But if not, it would be nice to kind of switch it up.
do you know where?
I want to travel even more to find out where. If I were to pick right now, it would be like, I would love to live somewhere like in the Pacific Northwest. And
Yeah.
I've only been to Oregon, honestly. I haven't
Okay.
even been to Washington yet. So that's what I'd have to go with, somewhere around there.
Sure.
I'd, you know, at that point when I'm meeting with real estate agents, I'd be traveling
You
more.
just gotta travel.
But I'd like something there, or even if I could go to Canada, if they'd let me come in. So, you know, somewhere around there where
Good
there's
luck.
that foresty nature. Then I would also love like a Colorado, sort of like just like a plain, like a ranch. That's where the dog farm would
Yeah,
be.
we have to have a ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it would be really nice to get out of the US and have like a country place somewhere.
Of course.
And I don't know if that's in Iceland or if that's in Sweden
Could you imagine?
or like the Netherlands. But
Sure.
like those are all,
These are all really good hopes and dreams.
yeah. And then obviously a California home.
Yeah.
And that would be that, because I just can't go.
And
But
then
it
I
would be
think-
more like Big Sur or like
Yeah.
beach
course.
for me. And I know these are all crazy, and this podcast would have to absolutely blow up, or we'd have to win the lottery. But I mean, these are the dreams.
These are the dreams.
Yeah.
You're never supposed to stop your dreams. Wait, I thought this was a good one. Someone said, do you want to take the podcast on tour and do it live in front of an audience?
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
I know. That's all we want to do.
Well, like literally,
Not all we want to do. There's a million things we want to do.
Yeah,
But
and-
that
and-
is a big dream. That's a big hope.
for us, it was like once COVID hit, you had to basically take a step back.
Yeah,
And I
of
think
course.
everyone else knows that like some other things changed your career paths for a
Pretty
second.
violently, yeah.
without your
without my consent
or control. And so it was like bam, bam. It was like that.
1-2 hit.
And
yeah.
then COVID. And then it was like literally we saw your heart doctor, and he was like, you guys just can't do anything.
Yeah.
And luckily we were booking commercials, and you filmed a commercial literally from the house, like
I
on
did. That was the
Zoom.
weirdest thing that ever happened.
And then my stand-up and your live performance just stopped. And
Yeah.
that was something that like I've missed so much. And also like sadly, like the group I had prior, it's different now.
Yeah.
Like, so I haven't been able to go back to stand-up. I keep having these dreams of doing it. And you've done some shows at Groundlings
Yeah.
now, but I think we both really want to get back into live performance. And this podcast for us was a big opportunity to be like, we get to throw these ideas out. We get to kind of test our
Laugh with
ideas,
each other.
laugh
Yeah.
with each other, share it with an audience, get our audience back together. And so this podcast has actually been such a big healing thing for us as well.
I think so, for sure.
And also like we keep talking about like the beauty of it is by starting this, it's now opened our minds to like, we want to get back into doing live performances.
Yeah.
Like right before we left, you guys did a show in New York, you know, at the
Yeah.
Bell House Theater. And I was like, we want to do that.
Yeah.
We would love to do sketches and
Portland and all these different other locations.
Oh,
that
it'd be so fun.
it'd be
to
the block. Yeah.
just do
it'd just be a blast.
Q&As
Yeah.
and retell favorite stories and
That'd be a
shoot
dream.
the shit, have some cheese. I don't know. What do you think? I'm
No,
doing all
I
the
think it'd be
talking.
good. I know. I think it'd be great. That is something that I miss very much. So, especially with like, I didn't really realize it, but I was doing, we were doing monthly shows. Obviously, you were doing nightly shows with
Yeah.
stand up, and I was doing monthly shows with the Groundlings and stuff. And so that was one that I didn't realize how much I missed it until I stopped. And I was like, oh, that it fully was like open chasm in my heart. Like I miss it. I miss performing so much. And that would be one, especially because we would just have so much fun together on stage and the things that we could do.
We would rock it. We did a show in Oregon together.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, it was with Mike Falzone and some other people, but it was a great audience. And you and I came up and did a bit together. And I remember being like, I want to do this. Like, I want to do bits with you and alone. And like kind of like a show, you know, like
a variety hour. Yeah.
And we could bring our friends along. And that's kind of what we were doing right before COVID and all that stuff. And you know, it was a lot. Yeah. But we're picking back up the plates and we're spinning them again. Yeah. And one by one we'll get them going.
I would say that a solid answer to that is like, yes, absolutely. Would love to.
Let us know in the comments where you would like us to go.
Can't wait to get to that point where we can do that. Yeah.
We'll go anywhere except Detroit. No, I'm just kidding. I have nothing.
Why? I go to Detroit.
I was like, sorry, Detroit. I didn't mean that.
Sorry, Detroit. You seem really lovely and nice.
I don't have any bad places.
That's fair.
We would love to come and that'd be awesome.
That would be a dream. Yeah. Would you rather be able to slow down time by 10%?
Yeah.
Or jump 3 times as high as you can right now?
3 times as high as I can right now.
Really?
Well, that's like my reoccurring dream. I don't have the flying one, but I have the I could just jump on top of that parking garage right now. Or I can
Or you could slow down time by 10%.
Yeah, but this has already been a dream. I haven't had the time one, but I have this or I could just jump off the top of the Empire State Building and slowly
Wait,
land.
So you're not flying in your dream, you're just jumping?
Yeah.
Oh.
But as much as I want to jump.
I wonder what the psychology of that is.
Well, I could probably fly. We haven't gotten there yet, but I've jumped a long ways.
How long?
Long. Like I could jump from like where the Statue of Liberty is to Manhattan.
Okay, that's flying.
No, but there's an arc to it.
Yeah.
Flying. No, I'm not like a bird flying. Okay. I'm literally jump.
Boing.
Yeah. And I land.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So jumping.
Wow. So you're fine with dying in the timeline that you're gonna die?
Yeah. What are you gonna say? Then you're all slow.
Wait, I'm not saying
you're not moving the same.
I'm saying time slows down by 10%. So
you would
get
notice it.
If you die at 70,
you would notice it. All of time slowing down by 10%, you'd notice that. It's a big slowdown.
It's not that big of a slowdown.
Yes, it is. That's a big slowdown.
The way you're going is
you get 6 more minutes an hour. That's a lot.
That's not that much.
Trust me.
Over time,
the car's going slower.
When you die, you're gonna wish you had 10% more.
No, I'm not, because I'm gonna be jumping off Everest and I'm gonna be living that life.
It says 3
I won't need to slow down time.
Your height. You're not jumping on Everest.
No, 3. You didn't know. I'm jumping as high as I want.
No.
3 times is dumb. No one would pick that.
That's what you picked.
No. Okay, fine. I'll use it. But still.
Yeah, 3 times as high as you
I
can right now.
I can make a living dunking.
Dumbin.
But
how high can you jump right now?
2 feet, maybe. Max.
So only jumping.
No, my height, you said.
It said 3 times as high as you can jump right now.
This is changing every time you read it. It started with free jumping.
No.
Then it was 3 times my height. So I'm like, okay, I could do 18 feet. And then you said 3 times what I can do now. So that's horrible. That's just as tall as I am, which some people can do. I don't want to do that.
It's 6 feet. You think you can jump 2 feet right now?
Barely. Yeah. Maybe.
So maybe you can jump 6 feet. What kind of jump? It's like a boing, like a kangaroo.
No. I want to be able to do my free jump.
Delman, that's an insane. You want to fly? That's fine.
I want a free jump. If I can't do that, the slowing down time is dumb. Is
Why
it all the time?
Why are we calling it free jump?
Because it's not flying and it's not jumping.
Okay.
Something in the middle.
Okay, I'm gonna slow down time by 10%
because I don't think I could. Slow, or is it only when you want it to slow?
It's always slow.
Who writes this stuff?
I don't know, but I think I can jump maybe 4 inches, so maybe. I'm pretty screwed.
Yeah,
I'm slowing down time.
Yeah, I guess I am too.
Sorry about your free jump.
But then that means that all the bad times are slower too.
Oh God, you're right.
Yeah. This podcast is now like an hour and 10
minutes.
Yeah. It's bad.
It's tough. You're right. Periods last
This is
so
a
long.
dumb. Whoever wrote this question is just an edgelord because it's like, give us all of it or none of it. Who's like, it's gonna be bad or it's gonna be bad.
This is what it's called.
Yeah.
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah. No,
like,
but I
get
want it to
out
be
of
like
there.
you jump like as much as you want, or you can control time as much as you want. Like, let's do extremes.
Like you're limitless.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. We love you as always. And if you want to send a question, favoritecheese.com.
And for the people that sent letters and stuff, thank you very much.
Oh my God, yeah. We
Yeah.
got letters and you guys are all
The
wonderful and
address
amazing.
is on our website
Yes.
or on Lee's Instagram.
It is on my Instagram. And if you, what is it? Favorite cheese at favoritecheese.com?
It's cheese at favoritecheese.com.
I'm so sorry. Cheese at favoritecheese.com if you want to ask a question or send in a lovely anything. And we love you so much. And let us know if you would rather jump 3 times as high as you can right now or slow time by 10%. And also, what's your apocalypse plan?
Yeah, and thank you. Just let us know. Keep talking and reaching out. We're going to keep hanging out.
This is a binding contract. Kiss.